Well, let's talk about, Liz and James, let's talk about this COVID inquiry.
Yes.
As Outsiders fans will know on this show, and I've been calling for a proper royal commission into the abuse of power by politicians, by health bureaucrats, by big pharma, big business, big tech, you name it. Why don't we have an inquiry, a royal commission into the abuse of power? Instead, what we've now got, Liz, is this kind of weird thing that Albanese has dreamt up, which is an inquiry. But wait for this. The inquiry can look at the federal government's actions during the time of COVID, which was, of course, the Morrison Liberal government. But the Labor, all the state and territory governments, all of them are exempt. Predominantly Dan Andrews. The bloke in WA who's now gone, can't remember his name, and of course Anastasia Palaszczuk. Liz, what do you make of this?
McGowan, how could you forget his name? State Daddy, as they called him back in the day. Obviously, this is completely half-baked. They don't want it to come to light. If they did, they would be doing a thorough job of it. If they wanted proper accountability, if they felt for the people who had suffered to the point of, it was inhumane what people put up with over the last 3 years, shall we say. And clearly, the care factor isn't there. Otherwise, they would be pursuing a royal commission. This is completely half-baked. We all know that besides the borders and all the job seeker, etc., federal government barely lifted a finger. All of the states, all of the premiers were the ones who were calling the shots and inflicting completely unnecessary suffering on people, whether it was the masking, the lockdowns, the mandated jabs, etc., and so on. The absolute desecration of human rights. I've got a master's degree in human rights, very passionate about this. Where were the human rights?
Where were the human rights?
In our nation.
Nowhere to be seen during COVID, James.
Liz and Ron, it's important to understand, what exactly has gone on here. So remember, Anthony Albanese promised that there would be a royal commission type inquiry into COVID. Now he's just said, it's going to be an inquiry that has no powers to compel anybody. In the terms of reference, we have to be very specific about this, it rules out decisions made by the state governments. Now, they say, this is a federal inquiry, so it can't look at what states did. Well, that's nonsense because, of course, among other things, the states signed up to national cabinets. So
exactly.
So that's where that falls over.
And also, just on that, Morrison kept saying, no, mandates, nothing to do with me, it's the states or big business. So he was busy washing his hands of the whole thing.
Of course.
But they always deferred to the states, but carry on.
Beyond that, too, also the Prime Minister, Anthony Albanese, said, a royal commission can take too long. Well, no, because if you want a royal commission to stitch up your enemies, like the Robodebt Royal Commission, you can get that done in 12 months. So again, there's that. But all of the big decisions, Anastasia Palaszczuk saying Queensland hospitals are for Queensland people, the school closures, which have been disastrous for an entire generation of school kids, and we cannot begin to underestimate the real impact, lasting impact that's going to have on the nation for decades to come. All of the other decisions that they made, those all happen at the state level. And the big question that really needs to be understood here, guys, why is it that Australia had a whole pandemic plan? Tony Abbott helped work it out when he was health minister, and instead went the Wuhan route.
Completely disregard.